Hello there, human vessels of divine form, and any other sentient beings or even alien beings that may be listening to this podcast. It's Liam Maxwell. Uh, I should humble myself. I don't need to mention my name to introduce myself to this podcast that I create, but I would like to let you know that, first of all, it is my mother's birthday. Yes, that's correct. My mother, the one who birthed me, the one who was the first to show me the meaning of love, the one who battled breast cancer in the Western medicine perspective, the way that GPs in the Western world tell us that it should be battled with their chemotherapy and techniques of such things that I know most anyone who's aware and conscious enough knows not to be fully effective and not to be the most effective way to battle cancer and any other disease. Anywho, shout out to my mother, an angel, my highest angel, a warrior of the divine. Mum, I love you, and I will never stop loving you till the end of time. Anyway, I'd just like to write, I'd just like to read, sorry, I've got a bit caught up emotionally already. It happens when you're a Cancer, when your moon is in Cancer in the astrological realm of perceiving reality. We are very sensitive souls. So I am a Cancer moon. I'm a Taurus sun, which means I'm very stubborn and I don't hold back from what I believe. This is what I wrote to my mum today on her birthday. It's a poem. Mere mortals claim heaven to be only in the sky above. I, however, know heaven to be something entirely different. My mother, my angel, a warrior of divinity, the one who showed me the meaning of love, what it means to live infinitely. They say we men are mortals. They say we can only transcend time through portals. I know this is not true, for all I have to do is ponder, and memories of my highest angel flood my mind with stories of which I derive inspiration, hope, gratitude, strength, love in its most potent form, peace, and all things which, in essence, shape my mind to become more positively fonder. My mother, the one who introduced me to this world, my very first teacher, the angelic warrior of divinity in human form, who imparted onto me the courage to give this human existence a real whirl. I will never give up. They doubt me. They say I cannot do what I intend to. Then they hear her story. They realize who gave me life, my mother, my angel, and they turn around and beg for my forgiveness. I say to them, look no further, for the great Jesus Christ himself spoke the words, forgive them, for they know not what they do. I thank you, my angel. My willingness to always love despite anything I ever must persevere has come from you. Love, always, forever, to infinity multiplied infinitely. Your son, Liam. Now, after that, I'm going to continue the podcast with a few of my essays and another one of my angels who messaged me something beautiful in essay form that I would like to share with you guys to help you to cultivate the love that is required for us to not only exist but persevere and thrive through these hard times that we are living in. So this is the beginning. This is something I wrote on 7th of January, which is actually my cousin Ryan's birthday. Whose mother, my Aunty Carol, was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, which my mum, my highest angel, endured and defeated. And I know in my heart of hearts, I know in my soul that Aunty Carol will get through this, and she will become better than ever and show her true angelic form, which I know she is, because she's always been an angel in my life. There is no healing without empathy, for only people who are suffering and traumatized themselves cause other people to experience trauma and suffering. Until we can understand how these people develop their pain in the first place, which they may have inflicted onto you, and have the capacity to empathize and display compassion towards them, rather than acting out of revenge or anger, for whatever resentful feelings they evoked within us, the cycle of human suffering and trauma is bound to continue. It takes so much more strength to look beyond our pain and actually understand how the people who caused it came to act in this way, how they were raised and how they were only acting with the limited knowledge they had been imparted with, than to take revenge. As ignorant as this may have led these people to become in terms of how to live in a way that wouldn't continue the perpetuation of the hurt they were feeling, it is important to remind ourselves that they did the best they could with the knowledge they had. Trauma and suffering are inherited and passed on from generation to generation, as has been the case for the entire history of humankind. We now have access to the skills and necessary wisdom to break this cycle. Whilst we all inevitably continue to make mistakes and hurt people we never intended to hurt, the strongest, bravest, and most courageous among us will always be those who have been made to suffer greatly, yet continue to choose to act with love, empathy, and compassion despite how they have been made to feel by others. May I add, a healer is not someone who has special powers or gifts no separate to everyone else. No. A healer is someone who empowers, encourages, uplifts, and provides other individuals with the knowledge and strength they require in order to realize they have the ability to heal themselves of any condition whatsoever. The original meaning of the word heal is to make whole, and that is the only true approach to actually overcoming any disease or suffering we may be experiencing. We must understand that what we are is simply a conglomeration of different energies, and for us to be healed and made whole, these energies must be balanced and in harmony with one another. That's the first thing I wrote. Sorry about the heightened emotions today. I guess you at least know now that I am a real human, not like one of these NPCs. Won't even say what that stands for, but NPC, look it up on Higher Self on YouTube. Didn't say that. Anywho. Now, where were we? Here it is. Now, if my mum is my highest angel and my auntie is one of my highest angels also, this is another, and she wrote this to me on the 5th of January, 2022. And I'm forever grateful for her existence also. This is it. You are here for a reason. You know it. You have always known it. You have work to do here. You have minds to awaken, souls to enlighten, and hearts to inspire. You have mountains to move and messages to deliver. You have systems to change, rules to break, beliefs to challenge, talents to unleash. You have light to give and darkness to discover. You have lessons to learn and really fucking beautiful things to create. I know that being a human is hard work and you just want to go home, but it's not time yet. The fact that your heart is still beating means that there are still things your soul wants to experience. I know you can't see it right now, but there are so many beautiful things about this life. Even if it doesn't right now, writing makes you happy. So does sunshine on the nape of your neck, the sunrise over the ocean, and a glass of rosé overlooking the water. You love almond lattes and peppermint tea, and the full moon takes your breath away. Yes, she very well knows me. You have friends who adore you. You have this way of making people feel excited and inspired, like they can take on the world. You see the beauty, wisdom, and light in others, even when they don't see it in themselves. You are driven by this overwhelming desire to alleviate human suffering and a superhuman empathy that most people don't understand. It's one of the reasons you're struggling right now. You have already helped so many people and you are going to help millions more. You have so much to look forward to. You will meet people that challenge you and change the way you see the world. And you will experience moments of divine revelation that alter you on a cellular level. You will know joy so pure, and you will love so deeply it will crack you open. The tears will stop, your fire will return, and the words will pour forth again. Your writing will be a channel for the divine to flow through you into the world. You will make yourself proud. I know it doesn't feel like it, but there's meaning in all of this. The many facets of melancholy shape you, teach you, and change you. They fast-track your growth and evolution. They destroy you so you can be rebuilt. Remember? We experience darkness so we can know ourselves as light. It takes a special kind of faith to surrender completely to the darkness, secure in the knowledge that the light will come again. When the waves drag you under, surrender. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but there is more love in this world than fear, and the evil pales in comparison to the good. God is still there, even though you can't feel him, and there is an army of unseen forces holding you when you cry. Even when the loneliness overwhelms you, you are never truly alone. When the clouds roll across... When the clouds roll across the sky, remember your divine appointment. You are a messenger, a visionary, a healer, a shaman, a leader, a shepherd. You have been preparing lifetimes for this. And when all is said and done, you will return home, not a moment sooner than you are meant to, ensconced in a starry bliss. The veil will be lifted, and with the limitations of your body forgotten, you will remember who you really are. Until then, darling one, you have work to do, and you have to be here to do it. Stay strong. I love you so very much. Thank you. This is another essay I wrote on the 26th of January, Australia Day, which shouldn't necessarily be known as Australia Day, but everyone knows me well enough that I'm not racist in any way, that I accept all human beings and have a holistic and unified approach to life, which is the same as being spiritual. Spirituality means to see life in a way that everything is energy, which we know scientifically, anciently. The ancients knew this. The scientists of the modern era know this. It's clear. And to know that everything is energy and all energy is contagious, everything is interconnected, and therefore all is one. We live in a universe. Uni meaning one. Therefore, all is one. All time is in this present moment right now. All we have to do is use our memory, and we can go back in time. We can time travel in our memory, and we can project thoughts into how the future may become, and so it becomes. So therefore, all time is also now one. All is one. We live in a circle, which is one of life. This is what I wrote. We cannot fully understand truth merely by intellectualizing, analyzing, and rationalizing. Rather, we must empty our minds completely, totally freeing ourselves of all thought if we are ever to reveal the truth. Thoughts, which are nothing more than labels for things, carry symbols known as letters, which were only created by those who manifested language in order to help communicate and convey truth to those who were yet to see it. All of the great spiritual and ascended masters throughout history understood this, and yet how were they ever to help those who were not awake become awakened without language, without attempting to somehow describe what they knew to others, so that they could become free of the burden of not knowing truth? So, we have language. Unfortunately, we now have so many languages in the world that it has become yet another form of division and separateness, which is the opposite of truth, that all is one. For we all exist together in a universe, meaning nothing is ever actually separated, and everything is a part of the whole. Most human minds have become so confused, their thoughts so distorted, that the truth has become totally obscure to them. Their minds are more like containers, and they fill them up with such pointless, meaningless, empty information and knowledge of nothing valuable. At this stage in our evolution as a species, it appears as though the process of unlearning irrelevant and unnecessary information that we have compiled endlessly and incessantly within our minds, which have become conditioned by all of this garbage, is of a much higher importance than that of learning. We do not need to learn truth. The truth simply is. It is there. It always has been and always will be, though we have blocked it from our view. Through the compilation of useless, fruitless information, concepts, ideas, ideals, all of which are simply ways of thinking. And thinking is a product of thought, and thoughts stem from language, which was designed to help free us, to help those who were blind to be able to see, to help us bring forth unity, togetherness, wholeness, so that we would understand that we are all interconnected, and through this understanding we come to a place of love. But it is a sad fact that the intention of those who created language has not been realized yet, and it actually seems to have done more harm than good so far. However, this is our current predicament, and humanity has an incredible knack for entangling itself from difficult situations and positions it finds itself caught up in. The truth is, everything that has ever had a beginning must eventually come to an end, though a beginning and an ending of anything would imply that there must be time present, and those who are fully awake understand there is no such thing as time, that it is simply a word we humans have fabricated and once again deceived ourselves from knowledge of the truth. That is, everything exists in an eternal, continuous present moment. All exists now. Past and future are illusory constructs of mind. The truth is, we only exist in this very moment. We have never existed outside of this very moment, for this moment is all there ever is. Look, that's all I'm going to do today, because I'm too emotional to continue. My mum's birthday. Mum, I love you more than life itself. Aunty Carol, I also love you more than life itself. The lovely lady who I love with all my heart also, who wrote that essay which I read in that podcast. I also love you more than life itself. Thank you. Goodbye.